In 1998, a calculator became free. You could download one, put it on any computer, give it to any kid in any classroom on Earth. Mathematicians did not become worthless. The opposite happened. The people who only knew how to punch numbers into a calculator became worthless. The people who understood what the numbers meant became rarer, more in demand, more expensive. Something similar is about to happen to language, and almost nobody is talking about it correctly. Here's the part nobody mentions, though. The people who came out ahead in 1998 weren't the ones who studied harder. They were the ones who kept absorbing without it feeling like work. I'll come back to that. Let's start with the threat, because it's real. A Turkish native speaker watched a video of someone who had been deepfaked into speaking Turkish using AI. His verdict in the comments? I would have 100% believed you put in the effort and learned the language. The translation is incredibly good. A native Mandarin speaker said the same thing. The grammar is flawless. If a non-native speaker spoke Mandarin like this, I would say your Mandarin is perfect. So let's be honest. AI just handed every monolingual on Earth a pocket translator that fools native speakers. Your competitor, who never opened a textbook, can now walk into Barcelona and order coffee, ask for directions, hold a basic conversation. That's the new floor. And here's the thing about floors. They make ceilings more valuable. The Wall Street Journal ran a test. A journalist took one of these pocket AI translators to Barcelona. 3 scenarios. Test 1. Order a coffee with soy milk. The device passed. No problem. Test 2. Ask a stranger for directions to the cathedral. The device heard the word way and translated it as wait, the journalist's exact words. I think it said, "Do you know the weight of the cathedral?" Funny, but fine, mishears happen. Test 3. The journalist's Egyptian friend Ash responds in colloquial dialect, and the device collapses. At one point, Ash says, Habibi, ana taban. Just, man, I'm tired. Casual, 2 words. The device outputs, my lover, I am broken. The journalist is standing in the middle of Barcelona, holding a device that just turned his Egyptian friend into a romantic poet having an existential crisis. And the company's official response? Translating slang in various dialects can be difficult to get right 100% of the time. Not a bug, a category limit. One person watching that same test wrote 6 words in the comments that explain everything. It's interpreted, not translated. Read that again. Translation is mechanical. Word in, word out. It's a lookup table with very sophisticated autocomplete. Interpretation is something else. It requires knowing what someone means, not just what they said. It requires context, register, trust. It requires knowing that when someone says the way, they don't mean the weight. And when someone slips into dialect, they're not switching languages. They're letting you in. The journalist closed the test with this line. If you have aspirations of being more than just a transactional person in a foreign country, I don't think this device is really going to cut it. Transactional. That's the ceiling of AI translation. And transactional is exactly what you don't want to be. Someone you know is downloading an AI translator right now and thinking that covers them. They're about to walk into a room and be invisible. Like and hype. You're the only door this video has to reach them before they find that out the hard way. So what lives above transactional? The film Arrival explores this. A linguist immerses herself in a completely alien language, and something starts to shift. Her colleague explains it. The language you speak determines how you think and affects how you see everything. Then he gives the example that makes it concrete. Imagine I taught the aliens chess instead of language. Every conversation would now be a game. Every idea framed through opposition, victory, defeat. The language doesn't just carry your thoughts, it sets the rules for how thinking works. Every bilingual person knows this from lived experience. A speaker at TEDx Austin grew up toggling between Amharic at home in Ethiopia and English in Texas. In Ethiopia, she was shy, soft-spoken. That was the self her mother tongue built. In Texas, she describes it this way: I was now in an environment that emphasized speaking up for yourself. I was able to learn to be confident and that my voice really mattered. This shaped the now outgoing, outspoken person I am when speaking English. Same person, two selves, built by two languages. Her mother had been in the U.S. for over 20 years, fluent. And still, when they were in public together, people would look past the mother and ask the daughter to translate her accent. The self her mother built in Amharic didn't transfer. It never does. You don't carry the self. You build one, and it lives inside the language it was built in. The comments confirmed it from every direction. Someone wrote, I am trilingual. When I speak my native tongue, I feel like a wallflower. But every time I speak English, I become more outspoken and social. I don't know how and why. Another, Bangla, Hindi, and English, I think I have about 3 personalities. Another, I actually change my entire mindset, not only the language. I find different versions of myself. That is what interpretation requires. A self with a history. A self that made embarrassing mistakes in someone else's world. A self that learned what a word costs when you get it wrong in front of someone who cares. AI has no childhood, no embarrassment, no years of being corrected by someone's grandmother. It has training data. It does not have a self. I said at the start that the people who won after 1998 weren't the ones who ground harder. They were the ones who kept absorbing without it feeling like work. That's not a metaphor. I built the thing. It's called vocofusion, and here's how it works. You pick your language, hit play, put your phone in your pocket, but here's the actual mechanic, because this is where it's different. It feeds you a sentence in your native language, something genuinely strange. A pigeon filing a noise complaint, a Viking arguing with a GPS. Then it pauses. And
You
in
could
that
eat that
pause,
again.
you do something. You try to say it in the target language. Nobody's watching, nobody's grading you, just you, and a 2-second of silence where your brain scrambles to find the words it's been absorbing. Then it plays the translation
manger
twice.
ça à nouveau.
Not once, twice.
Tu pourrais
First time you hear it and
manger
check
ça
yourself.
à nouveau.
Second time, you shadow it. You say it out loud right behind the voice, locking the pattern in. That's it. That's the whole loop. Weird sentence, pause, try, hear it, shadow it, repeat. That loop contains everything language researchers have been saying for 30 years. Active recall, comprehensible input, spaced repetition through surprise, output practice without the terror of a real conversation. Your brain ignores predictable input. The strange sentences make sure it never gets predictable. And it all happens during the hours you were already throwing away. Your commute, your dishes, your gym. Your dead time stops being dead. 7 languages. Every level from 0 to stuck at intermediate for 3 years. It's not public yet. Launch deal running now. 50% off lifetime access. Not a subscription. One payment. Yours permanently. When it goes public, that price is gone. Links in the description. So here's what the AI era actually did. It raised the floor. The monolingual competitor who used to walk into that room and say nothing can now walk in and say something adequate. Adequate became the new invisible. You walk in and something different happens. Someone who spent years building a business in South America wrote about a moment that every language learner eventually has. He wrote, "Think of all those times when you spoke another language and the other person's eyes lit up with excitement and endearment. They're thrilled to hear you speak their language. It completely breaks the ice and creates a very memorable and special moment. What impresses them is the fact that you care enough about their culture and language to invest time and effort into learning it." A local once told him, "Of all the Americans who have come here, you are the only one to speak to us in our language. And next year, I celebrate 25 years in business. I cannot fake that moment. Because you're not performing a translation. You're sending your second self into the room. And now that everyone else is transactional, that second self is the only thing that gets remembered." Back to 1998, when calculators became free, the people who only knew how to press buttons disappeared. The people who understood what was underneath the buttons became indispensable. AI just made everyone press the language button. You still have the chance to understand what's underneath it. That's the 10 times. Not despite AI, because of it.